Why your body suddenly changes after 65, hidden reasons. Tonight, somewhere around 8:30, a man in his early 60s will stand in his kitchen, place both hands on the counter, and wonder why his own body suddenly feels unfamiliar. He will remember carrying heavy boxes without thinking, climbing stairs two at a time, and waking up ready for the day. Yet now, after dinner, his legs feel hollow, his shoulders feel heavy, and his mind is already searching for the nearest chair. His doctor may have told him that his blood tests look acceptable. His family may say, "You are just getting older." But deep inside, he knows something changed. Maybe that man is you. Or maybe it is the woman beside you who keeps saying she is fine while quietly using the furniture for balance when she walks across the room. My name is Dr. William Lee, and tonight I want to show you why many otherwise healthy adults feel as if their bodies suddenly shift after the age of 60. This is not a story about surrendering to age. It is not a promise that one food, one supplement, or one exercise can reverse every problem. It is a clear warning that the body often changes in waves, and if you recognize the wave early, you can respond before weakness becomes your new normal. A major long-term analysis from Stanford followed adults across a wide age range and measured enormous numbers of biological markers. The researchers expected aging to look like a smooth, gradual decline. Instead, many markers changed in clusters, with especially noticeable shifts around the mid-40s and again near 60. That does not mean every person falls apart on a birthday. It means your biology may reach transition points where small habits suddenly matter much more than they did before. That is why one quiet week can feel different at 65 than it did at 35. That is why a minor illness can seem to steal strength you do not automatically get back. That is why a breakfast that kept you satisfied for decades may no longer give your muscles the signal they need. And that is why someone can be told, "Nothing is wrong," while still feeling that something is slipping. In this video, I will explain 5 hidden changes that may accelerate decline after 60, the warning signs people miss, and practical actions that can help protect strength, energy, balance, and independence. Please stay until the end, because the 5th sign can often be tested in less than 1 minute, and it may reveal more about your overall resilience than you expect. Before we begin, remember that fatigue, weakness, memory changes, shortness of breath, dizziness, or unexplained weight loss can have many causes. This video is for education, not diagnosis. Speak with your healthcare professional, especially if symptoms are new, severe, or worsening. Now let me tell you about Robert. Robert was 63, retired from a job that kept him moving, and proud of the fact that he had never needed much medical care. He walked most mornings, ate what he considered a clean diet, and rarely missed his yearly checkup. Yet every evening, almost at the same time, his energy disappeared. By 7 o'clock, he felt as though someone had quietly removed the batteries from his body. His laboratory results were not alarming. His blood pressure was controlled. His weight had barely changed. But one winter, he caught a respiratory infection and spent nearly 2 weeks resting. When he recovered, he expected his old strength to return. It did not. The stairs felt steeper. Grocery bags felt heavier. He started parking closer to the store. Then, without realizing it, he began moving less because moving felt harder. That is the first hidden change. Reason number 1, your muscle reserve can disappear faster than you realize. Most people think muscle loss is visible. They imagine thin arms, loose clothing, or a dramatic drop on the scale. But the earliest loss is often hidden inside ordinary moments. You push harder with your hands to stand from a chair. You choose the elevator instead of the stairs. You stop carrying 2 grocery bags at once. You pause before stepping into the bathtub. You tell yourself you are being careful, but your body may be quietly losing reserve. Muscle is not only for appearance, it is your emergency savings account. It helps stabilize blood sugar, supports joints, protects bones, powers your heart and lungs during activity, and gives you a margin of safety when life interrupts your routine. Studies of older adults placed on short periods of bed rest have shown something disturbing. Healthy seniors can lose leg muscle and aerobic capacity rapidly, sometimes much faster than younger adults under similar conditions. That means 10 quiet days after the flu, surgery, back pain, or a long trip may cost more than you think. The danger is not only what you lose, the danger is what happens next. You feel weaker, so you move less. Because you move less, your muscles receive less demand. Because demand falls, your body decides that expensive muscle tissue is no longer necessary. Then your balance declines, daily tasks become harder, and the cycle accelerates. This is why a temporary period of inactivity can become a permanent turning point. Robert did not wake up one morning and suddenly become old. He lost a little capacity during illness, failed to rebuild it, and then unconsciously redesigned his life around the weakness. He used the railing more. He carried lighter bags. He avoided hills. Each decision made sense in the moment, but together they taught his body to become less capable. The solution is not reckless exercise. It is deliberate rebuilding. At least twice a week, your major muscles need to work against resistance. That resistance can come from machines, dumbbells, resistance bands, a weighted backpack, water bottles, or your own body weight. The tool matters less than the signal. Your muscles must hear, "We still need you." One of the simplest movements is the chair stand. Sit near the front of a stable chair, place your feet firmly on the floor, lean slightly forward, and stand. Use your hands if you need them at first. Over time, work toward using less support. Another useful movement is a supported wall push-up. You can also carry manageable objects for short distances, step onto a low platform while holding a rail, or walk up a gentle incline. The goal is not exhaustion. The goal is progression. Perhaps you perform 5 chair stands today. In 2 weeks, you perform 8. Later, you slow the lowering phase or hold a light weight. Small increases tell the body to rebuild. And after any illness or period of inactivity, treat the return to movement as part of recovery, not as an optional extra. Once your doctor says it is safe, begin with short, controlled sessions. Do not wait for motivation. Strength often returns after action, not before it. Ask yourself this tonight: have I truly become weaker, or have I simply stopped asking my body to remain strong? Now we move to the second hidden change, because exercise alone cannot rebuild tissue when the nutritional signal is too weak. Reason number 2, your muscles may no longer respond to small protein meals. Many adults over 60 believe they eat enough protein because they have some chicken at dinner or add a little milk to breakfast. But the body does not only count the total amount consumed by bedtime, it also responds to the size, quality, and timing of each protein-rich meal. As we age, muscle can become less sensitive to the amino acids in food. Researchers often call this anabolic resistance. Imagine knocking on a door. In a younger body, a gentle knock may be enough. In an older body, the same knock may not be heard. The door is not necessarily broken. The signal may simply be too soft. This is why a bowl of oatmeal with a splash of milk, toast with jam, or fruit by itself may feel healthy, yet fail to deliver a strong muscle-building message. Those foods can be part of a balanced diet, but for many older adults, they do not provide enough high-quality protein on their own. Leucine, an essential amino acid found in protein-rich foods, plays an important role in triggering muscle protein synthesis. Older muscle often needs a more substantial amount of protein at one time to produce a meaningful response. The exact target depends on body size, kidney function, activity, and medical history, so there is no universal number for everyone. Still, many experts emphasize spreading adequate protein across meals rather than saving nearly all of it for dinner. Think about Robert's routine. Breakfast was cereal and coffee. Lunch was soup with crackers. Dinner included fish or meat. He technically ate protein each day, but his muscles received one strong message and 2 whispers. A better pattern may include a meaningful protein source at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast could include eggs with Greek yogurt, cottage cheese with nuts, or a protein-rich smoothie approved for your needs. Lunch might include fish, chicken, turkey, beans, combined with other protein sources, tofu, lentils, or yogurt. Dinner can follow the same principle, accompanied by vegetables, fiber-rich carbohydrates, and healthy fats. For some people, a practical target may be roughly 25 to 40 grams of protein at a meal, but that range should be individualized. Someone with chronic kidney disease, liver disease, swallowing problems, or other medical conditions may require different advice. Do not dramatically increase protein without discussing it with a qualified professional who understands your health history. The deeper lesson is this: stop thinking only about protein per day. Start asking, Did each main meal give my muscles a clear reason to rebuild? There is also a powerful partnership between protein and resistance training. Exercise makes muscle more responsive to amino acids. Protein provides the building material. One without the other is less effective than both together. A protein-rich meal cannot replace movement. A workout cannot create tissue from nothing. But when the two signals arrive together, the body receives a clearer message. Preserve this muscle because it is being used. Now, even if you choose excellent protein, another hidden barrier may stand between the food on your plate and the nutrients reaching your cells. Reason number 3, digestion and absorption can quietly change. Many people assume that digestive discomfort always means too much stomach acid. Sometimes it does, but with age, certain individuals may produce less stomach acid or develop conditions that interfere with nutrient absorption. Long-term use of some acid-suppressing medications can also affect the absorption of nutrients, such as vitamin B12 in susceptible people. Vitamin B12 deserves special attention because deficiency can appear in ways that are easy to blame on aging: fatigue, tingling, poor balance, weakness, a sore tongue, memory trouble, slower thinking, mood changes. These signs are not proof of B12 deficiency, but they are reasons to ask for proper evaluation. B12 in many foods is attached to protein. Your digestive system must separate it before the vitamin can be absorbed. Conditions affecting the stomach, certain medications, and disorders such as pernicious anemia can interrupt that process. Here is the frightening part. Some neurological symptoms of B12 deficiency can become serious if ignored, yet early deficiency may not always produce obvious anemia. That means a routine glance at a basic blood count may not tell the whole story. This does not mean every tired person needs a supplement. It means symptoms deserve investigation rather than dismissal. A clinician may consider tests such as serum B12 and, when appropriate, other markers that help clarify whether B12 is being used properly. Folate, iron status, thyroid function, vitamin D, blood sugar, kidney function, and medication effects may also matter, depending on the symptoms. Please do not stop a proton pump inhibitor or any prescription medication because of a video. These drugs can be essential for certain conditions. Instead, ask the prescriber a precise question. Do I still need this dose? And should my B12 or other nutrients be monitored? Bring every prescription, over-the-counter medicine, and supplement to your appointments, or keep an updated list. Ask what each item does, whether it is still necessary, and whether any combination could contribute to weakness or fatigue. Robert discovered that his diet was not the only issue. He had been taking an acid-suppressing medicine for years without reviewing whether the dose was still necessary. His doctor did not simply stop it. They evaluated his symptoms, checked his nutrient status, adjusted his plan safely, and followed his response. That is the model. Test, personalize, monitor. But there is a fourth change that can undermine your muscles even when you exercise, eat enough protein, and absorb nutrients properly. Reason number 4. Low-grade inflammation can drain your reserve. Inflammation is not always the enemy. Acute inflammation helps defend you from infection and repair an injury. The problem is persistent, low-grade inflammation that remains active long after it is useful. Scientists sometimes use the word inflammaging to describe the connection between aging and chronic inflammatory activity. This background signal can affect blood vessels, metabolism, brain function, and muscle tissue. It may not produce a fever or obvious pain. It can operate quietly. Several factors can feed this process: poor sleep, smoking, inactivity, excess visceral fat, uncontrolled blood sugar, gum disease, chronic stress, untreated sleep apnea, some infections, and a diet dominated by ultra-processed foods. Notice how these factors connect. Poor sleep makes you crave quick energy and move less. Less movement reduces insulin sensitivity and muscle strength. More visceral fat can release inflammatory signals. Inflammation makes recovery harder. Then fatigue encourages even less movement. This is not a character flaw, it is a biological loop. The answer is not a crash diet. Rapid, overly restrictive weight loss can cost older adults valuable muscle. The goal is to improve body composition while protecting strength. Build meals around minimally processed foods: vegetables, fruit, legumes, whole grains if tolerated, fish, eggs, lean meats or other quality proteins, nuts, seeds, and appropriate healthy fats. Reduce foods that make it easy to consume large amounts of refined starch added sugar, and calories without feeling satisfied. Movement is one of the strongest anti-inflammatory signals available. A 10-minute walk after a meal can support blood sugar control. Resistance training helps preserve metabolically active tissue. Regular aerobic activity supports the heart, lungs, circulation, and brain. You do not need punishment. You need repetition. Sleep is equally important. Many people spend their entire day searching for energy while ignoring the hours when the body restores it. Deep, restorative sleep supports memory, immune regulation, hormone balance, and physical recovery. Yet sleep often becomes lighter and more fragmented with age. Waking briefly is not always abnormal, but loud snoring, gasping, morning headaches, severe daytime sleepiness, or repeatedly waking unrefreshed may point to sleep apnea or another treatable problem. Do not cover persistent sleepiness with more caffeine. Ask why your sleep is failing. Create a stable wake time. Get morning light. Move during the day. Avoid heavy meals and excess alcohol close to bedtime. Keep the bedroom dark, cool, and quiet. Reduce stimulating screens before sleep. And if insomnia continues, ask about evidence-based treatment rather than collecting random nighttime supplements. What about blood tests for inflammation? High-sensitivity C-reactive protein, often called HSCRP, can provide useful information in the right context, particularly for cardiovascular risk. But it is non-specific. Infection, injury, chronic disease, and many other factors can raise it. One number should never be interpreted without context. Robert's biggest breakthrough was not a supplement. It was recognizing that his evening crash began the night before. He was sleeping 6 fragmented hours, snoring heavily, and waking with a dry mouth. An evaluation revealed sleep apnea. Treating it did not turn him into a teenager, but it gave his body a fair chance to recover. Now we arrive at the 5th hidden change, the one you can often see without a laboratory. Reason number 5. Your function may decline before your standard numbers do. Blood pressure, cholesterol, and glucose matter, but health is also revealed by what your body can do. Can you rise from a chair without using your arms? Can you walk at a purposeful pace? Can you carry groceries? Can you climb a flight of stairs? Can you balance safely while putting on pants? Can you open a jar or hold a heavy pan? These are not trivial tasks. They are real-world vital signs. Large studies have linked lower grip strength with higher risks of disability, cardiovascular events, and death. Grip is not magical, and squeezing a device does not diagnose disease. It acts more like a summary signal, reflecting the combined performance of muscle, nerves, circulation, energy systems, and overall activity. A hand dynamometer can measure grip strength, but even without one, changes in daily function deserve attention. Are lids harder to open than last year? Do objects slip from your hands? Is one side clearly weaker? Sudden or one-sided weakness requires urgent medical evaluation, especially if it occurs with facial drooping, speech trouble, confusion, or severe dizziness. For gradual decline, the most useful idea is to measure something and track it. You might record how many safe chair stands you can complete in 30 seconds, how long it takes to walk a familiar distance, or how much weight you can carry comfortably with good posture. Repeat the same test under similar conditions every month or two. The number is not there to shame you, it is there to reveal direction. If your ability improves, your plan is working. If it declines, you have an early warning before a fall or crisis forces the issue. Farmer carries are a practical exercise for grip and total body stability. Hold a manageable weight in each hand, stand tall, and walk a short distance with controlled steps. Use weights you can handle safely and keep the path clear. If balance is uncertain, practice with supervision. You can also squeeze a softball, use light hand grippers, hold a bag for time, or perform pulling exercises with resistance bands. But remember that hand weakness can arise from arthritis, nerve compression, neck problems, stroke, or other conditions. Pain, numbness, sudden change, or marked asymmetry should be evaluated. Now let us connect all 5 reasons. First, inactivity removes muscle faster after 60 and makes recovery harder. Second, small or poorly distributed protein meals may fail to send a strong rebuilding signal. Third, digestive changes, medications, or nutrient deficiencies can reduce the materials and energy your nervous system and muscles need. Fourth, inflammation and poor sleep can keep the body in a state where breakdown outpaces repair. Fifth, functional decline can progress quietly unless you measure strength, balance, and real-life ability. These are not 5 isolated boxes, they are gears in the same machine. When sleep improves, morning energy can rise. A 10-minute walk may restore appetite. A protein-rich breakfast supports recovery. Twice a week, chair stands and band rows rebuild confidence. As strength returns, shopping, cooking, and socializing become easier. Each supportive habit then creates momentum for the next healthy choice that once felt impossible. That is how decline accelerates, and it is also how recovery gains momentum. Let me give you a 7-day starting plan. This is not a medical prescription. Adjust it to your abilities and professional advice. On day 1, test your baseline. Record 5 things. How many times you can safely stand from a chair in 30 seconds. How long you can walk comfortably. Whether you need your hands to rise. How strong your grip feels. And how your energy changes from morning to evening. On day 2, examine breakfast. Does it contain a meaningful protein source, or is it mostly refined carbohydrate? Build a version that fits your medical needs and that you can repeat. On day 3, perform a medication and supplement inventory. Write down names, doses, and reasons. Do not change anything yourself. Prepare questions for your clinician or pharmacist. On day 4, add a short resistance session. Chair stands, wall push-ups, band rows, and a light carry may be enough to begin. Stop if you experience chest pain, severe shortness of breath, faintness, or unusual symptoms. On day 5, examine sleep. Note bedtime, wake time, awakenings, snoring, morning headaches, and daytime sleepiness. Ask a partner what they notice. On day 6, clean the environment. Remove a loose rug. Add a nightlight. Move a frequently used pan to an easy shelf. Safety improvements count as health improvements. On day 7, choose support. Tell one person what you are changing. Invite them to walk with you, exercise beside you, or check in once a week. Then repeat the week with small progressions. 2 strength sessions every week are more powerful than 1 exhausting session every 6 weeks. A reliable breakfast is more useful than a perfect meal plan you abandon. A consistent bedtime routine is better than chasing a new supplement every night. A 10-minute walk repeated daily can matter more than an expensive machine that becomes a coat rack. And please remember, pain is not the price of progress. Muscle effort is expected. Sharp pain, chest pressure, severe breathlessness, fainting, or new neurological symptoms are not. Respect warning signs. Robert began with 3 chair stands, a higher protein breakfast designed with his clinician, and a sleep evaluation. He was embarrassed by how difficult the first week felt, but he kept a notebook. After 1 month, he could stand without pushing off the chair. After 2 months, he walked to the farther end of the parking lot. After 3 months, his evening fatigue had not vanished completely, but it no longer controlled his life. The most important change was not in his arms or legs, it was in his interpretation. Before, every difficult movement seemed like proof that age was winning. After, every measured improvement became proof that his body could still adapt. That belief matters because hopelessness changes behavior. When people think decline is inevitable, they stop giving the body a reason to improve. But aging does not erase adaptation. Older muscle can still become stronger. Balance can still improve. Endurance can still rise. Skills can still be learned. The process may require more patience, recovery, and consistency, but the capacity is not gone. Tonight, do not ask, how do I become 30 again? Ask a better question. What can I do now to protect the next 10 years? Protect the ability to rise from the floor. Protect the ability to carry your own groceries. Protect the ability to travel, garden, play with grandchildren, cook, drive safely, and walk into a room without searching for something to hold. These are the freedoms people miss only after they begin to disappear. You do not preserve them with fear. You preserve them with signals. Movement tells your muscles they are needed. Protein and adequate nutrition provide the materials. Sleep provides recovery time. Medical evaluation identifies hidden barriers. Measurement tells you whether the plan is working. And community helps you continue when motivation fades. So here is your final checklist. Load your major muscles at least twice each week, at a level that is safe for you. After illness or inactivity, rebuild gradually instead of assuming lost strength will return on its own. Include a meaningful protein source across your main meals, personalized to your health needs. Ask about B12, iron, thyroid, vitamin D, medication effects, and other possible causes when fatigue or weakness persists. Take sleep problems seriously, especially snoring, gasping, and severe daytime sleepiness. Reduce ultra-processed foods, move after meals, protect oral health, avoid smoking, and manage waist size without sacrificing muscle. Track a functional marker such as chair stands, walking speed, balance, or grip. And seek professional help early when something changes suddenly or continues to worsen. At the beginning of this video, I described someone standing in the kitchen at 8:30, wondering why his body felt unfamiliar. Maybe tonight, that person will hear a different message. Not, this is just what happens. Not, your best years are over. But pay attention. Measure what is changing. Find the barrier. Train what you want to keep. Your body has carried you through every difficult season of your life. It deserves more than resignation. It deserves intelligent support. If this video helped you understand why strength can change after 60, share it with someone who keeps saying, "My tests are normal, but I do not feel like myself." That sentence should not be ignored. Subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications, because in the next video, I will show you a simple morning routine designed to wake up the legs, activate balance, and support energy without requiring a gym. And in the comments, write one word: strength. Write it as a promise to yourself that you will not wait for a fall, a hospital stay, or a frightening diagnosis before protecting what your body can still do. I am Dr. William Lee. Take care of your muscles, protect your sleep, measure your function, and remember, growing older may change the rules, but it does not remove your power to respond.